Good morning. We are out in the kitchen. Seeing that's the only space I have in the house to, put up my table and start planting. Yes, we're planting. I don't know if it's too early or too late. I should have done this about a month ago maybe, but we'll see. Or I could always put them out early outside. Right now we're going to do tobacco, and I'll show you the seeds I got from last year. And I thought I had more seeds than I did from last year, but we'll harvest some seeds from this past year. The seeds I originally got, I'm going to use those, so from last year. And then if I know I don't have enough, so we're going to harvest seeds from the pods from this past year. So let's see how small these are. So these seeds are very tiny, as you can see. That is mostly what I have, and that's not enough. There are probably over 100 seeds there, but those aren't enough to cover the amount I need. So let me show you the batch here of potting soil. The light brown is the potting soil mix. The dark black type of dirt is worm castings I just took out of the bin. So I'm going to mix this all up and wet it down really good. You want it almost like a soupy mix. You want the mixture to be really wet for tobacco. So as you can see, that's very well mixed. You can't really tell between the castings and the mix, the potting soil mix. I'm using Pro BX, I think it is, Pro Mix, for the potting soil mix. I'm pretty sure it's BX, or there's two or three different types. Let me go look to see which one it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the BX of the Pro Mix. It's general purpose, it says. I bought it last year and it did great. So this will go into this tray. It's a cookie tray from Safeway. As you can see, there's still crumbs, but that's not going to matter. And I'll put that, fill that up, and we'll dump some seeds and harvest some seeds. Okay, as you can see, I haven't really packed it down much. All I did was basically flatten it out. So it's not really packed down, it's still pretty much loose. I just flatten out most of the surface area. I don't know, it seems to do better that way for the plants to grow, because these tobacco seeds lay on top of the soil. You don't bury them at all, and they grow up from the top of the soil, and the roots work down the soil, work into the soil. So you don't want it packed tightly. You want it pretty loose like this. As you can see, there's some standing water there, which is fine. You want it really moist, and you want this thing to be at least 75 to 80. So I'm going to try this one without a heating mat, and I might try the other one with a heating mat to see what the difference is, because we're going to make up another one of a different area of the front yard from the seeds we harvest. So let's put the seeds on here. So as you can see how small they are, and I'm going to try to do this with one hand. They're already rolling off. That's how small these seeds are, and you can't really see them go into the soil, but whoop, there's a bunch right there. So that's how quick it was. And right there probably would be a bunch of a big bunch of tobacco plants, and I'll need a lot more seeds than this. So I'm going to take the seeds that were in the planter. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description of the tour video of the front, and you can see I'm using the tobacco seeds from the planter on this. So not having done the harvesting before, I've never harvested seeds. All of that just came out of one. Can you imagine? I've got all these in that bag. I've got hundreds of it. I can imagine how many seeds I have. But let's take this pod here. Now crunch it up like I just did, and you watch all the seeds fall out, hopefully. Watch it be nothing with seeds. Oh, there it goes. Look at all that. And that's just a pod. There. Yeah. Okay, those are 2 pods, I guess. 2 small pods. So, that's all basically. Let me get another one, I'll show you. All you do is basically rub it between your fingers. Okay, so basically you put the seed pod between your fingers and you roll it back and forth. Waiting for the tip to break, and then it dumps out like that. That had quite a bit of seeds in it. So that's how easy it was. You just roll it back and forth till it breaks open, and the seeds dump out. I'll do another one. I'm trying to get the best lighting. All you need to do is break the tip open. There it goes. And the seeds are pouring out. So that is how easy it is to harvest seeds from a tobacco seed pod. And there's still more in there, but pretty much just roll it back and forth and they'll fall right out. And I'm not too sure how well you're going to see this, but the light brown area, which is mostly this stuff compared to there, is all covered with seeds. I dumped in all the seeds, and I'll dump in some more to cover it. As you can see, it's like a light golden brown, and you can see the chaff of the tobacco seed pods there. So that gives me and gives you a clue of where it is. So I'll harvest some more and cover this whole thing up with seeds of one plant, and then seeds of another I'll do. So right there is about 6 pods. I didn't really count them. It's either 5 or 6. And I would guess maybe 10,000 seeds easily, because they're so small. There's, let's see, right there, that's a seed. And trying to look to see, to show you a single seed. Like there's 2 or 3 single seeds. That's a single seed right there. So that's how small they are. So that's why I say there's about 10,000. There's quite a bit. And I'll put that on top of the soil also. So that should take care of this first one. And the second one, I'm not too sure what I'm going to use. I might do the fence. The fence produced multiple seed heads. So I might try that. Which I've got other things here too. You know, I've got the fence, 2 of the fence. Then I've got the middle one. If you see the older video, you'll know how many pods I had in plants to pick from. So yeah, more pods that I could use, and I think I know a couple friends that well, remember, I don't have friends. A couple people I know that might want a few pods. I should contact them. At least one person I know. So let's get this to plant. Well, I can show you here, hopefully, if I don't spill the seeds. So as you can see, just and you shake them out. You want to get a good uniformity on top. And it's a little bit hard with holding the camera and watching the same time, but so you've got all those seeds in there. So yeah, that should take care of that one at least. It's pretty much covered. And what I'll do now is get my sprayer, and I want to spray this really well and get it wet so they'll start germinating. So what I use is one of these pump sprayers. Fill it up with water, and then you pump up the pressure in it. And I'll show you, I just sprayed on top. So using the sprayer, you want to get like a fine mist as much as you can. It's got lots of pressure in this right now, but and you want to get your seeds all wet. The soil was already moist, but you want to wet the seeds to get the germination going, which means to start growing. So that should be good enough. It's nice and wet. And what I'll do now is put this cover on, and that'll give it a slight greenhouse effect. I'm just using it to put in all the seed pods that I just harvested, and I'll put those in the flow through in the living room for the worms to worms, microbes, and the isopods to munch on that and break that down and make compost out of that. So that will be more compost to use, more vermicompost to use next season. So this will be like a mini greenhouse. This will keep in the heat and the moisture inside this, and I'll show you that afterwards here. So the cover is on, and as you can see, that just makes a little mini greenhouse. You don't have to go out and buy anything. You already bought cookies, so save your cookie tray it came in and the cover, and it doesn't have to be airtight. I'm just making sure it's, you know, around the edges, but and for the first two to 3 days, probably the first 2 days, I'll leave this in the dark, and then or maybe 3 days. So today's Monday. We'll check on this Wednesday, and then turn on the light. I have an automatic light, which I forgot to tell you on the grow box. It comes on 12 on, 12 off, and it's on a timer, which turns the lights on. So we'll put this in the grow box and do the same thing with the other. And hopefully you enjoyed this video today of planting tobacco. Tomorrow we'll plant melons. I figured this was long enough to show you harvesting and the planting of the tobacco seeds. Tomorrow we'll do a quick one of melons. All those those few melons that you saw that I was growing on the side of the yard, which I'll put a link to the tour down below. I'll do that tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you found it useful of planting, and stay tuned. Growing season is upon us. Lots more to grow, and if you saw what happened last year of all the stuff I grew, this year is going to be even more, because I'm going to try to plant more tobacco and few more melons. Not too sure what else. I've got some echinacea growing out there, or the seeds at least. You guys didn't know about the echinacea, I don't think. And I've got those two trumpet plants next to the driveway growing, or at least they were growing last year. They're still out there, so lots to happen this season of growing. So thanks for watching.